Well, good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and once again we're on a provincial trip to the town of Creva, or the village of Creva. And while on our way to Creva, we've actually come across a very interesting place. And once again, I'd like to welcome our in-house historian. It's Dr. Ihor Melnikov.
Hello,
Doctor,
guys.
good morning.
Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for interest to the channel of our friend Neil, to the history of our Belarus, to the history of our common Polish-Belarusian history. This is really very interesting place because in this place was born one of the main persons in the Israeli history. It is President Shimon Peres. Shimon Peres, a small Jewish guy. He was walking here on these streets, was just living here, and thanks God we have here a table with information that this famous person was born here. But we are visiting not only into our history, we are interested in of the history of the Great War, 1914 1918, and today we will visit not only Creva, but also we will see a lot of interesting just places, steps, points which connected with the history of this great bloody war, 1914-1918. This is another place. It's not Baranovich. This is Novogrudok, Vilna, Volozhin region, and we will watch this here. Just it will be very interesting.
Thank you very much for that there, Igor. So yeah, so this is actually, we're continuing on from the last video, so it'll be the final video with Igor for another while at least. But anyway, just check this out, guys. Okay, this is actually the place where Shimon Peres, who later became president of Israel, he was actually born here in 1923. This house was actually built after the Second World War, and Shimon Peres was actually more known for the peace agreement, the so-called peace agreement with the Palestinians that he signed with Yitzhak Rabin in 1993, the Oslo Accord, or the Oslo Agreement. And this is the place where he was born. Believe it or not, many Israelis, many Jews actually came here from Western Belarus. Of course, this comes from the Pale of Settlement. And the Jews, of course, had to settle in Western Russia and the western parts of the Russian Empire, Ukraine, Belarus, of course, and Poland as well. So there you go, on our way to visit some World War I sites. Here we have the place where Shimon Peres was born. So let's go, guys. Let's get back into the car.
Yes.
Dima, pojakli. Pojakli, dawaj. We're just about 2 or 3 kilometers outside of Vishneva, where we just saw the place of birth of Shimon Peres. And actually, we've actually found here a German World War I cemetery from 1916. Most of the victims here from 1916.
Yes, this is really one of the great symbols of Great War 1418 here in Belarus. Desyatniki, a small village not far from here, and we have a big soldier cemetery which was found here in 1916, and in 1922 it was rebuilt here. We have a lot of crosses, small stones here, and you have a big fantastic monument. It's very important that this monument during Second World War and after war period wasn't destroyed, wasn't exploded, and so on and so forth. So it's staying here, and we have a symbol of German Reich, this eagle, and we have a big monument without any destructions, and we have graves of more than 100 Kaiser soldiers here which were buried. It was a big operation in 1915 when Germans tried to break through the Russian front in the direction of Minsk through Molodechno, but the Russians destroyed this offense, but it was costed a lot of people. and the price was very high. But this is one of the main symbols of this tragedy of Great War, and in very good style, and it's fantastic place. Really not far from Minsk, not far from Volozhin, and of course very close to Vishneva.
Yeah, and you just look at the eagle there on top there. As you know, the drone shots have shown this is the eagle of the Reich, of the German Imperial German Empire. Yes, so quite an impressive monument to say the least. Это опасно?
Хороший.
Хороший, это хороший.
Очень
Грибы.
хороший.
Мы собираемся
Нет, боровик
грибы.
же, боровик. Да.
Да что? А что, ходом пробовали пройти и в итоге...
Somebody's got stuck in the mud here. We've been walking through the forest here, and we've actually stumbled onto something actually quite big here. So we've just been told that this here was the German Army headquarters, the German Army Stavka, from October 1915, 25th of October 1915, when they set up here, up to April 1918. And the armistice, and the German army pushed further east. Wow. So imagine this place back in the day, back in 1916, 1917, full of German senior officers, right in that house there. Yes, quite impressive to say the least. Yes, check it out. It used to belong to a local nobleman, and this was it. This was the German army headquarters from 1915 up to 1918. Yeah, quite impressive. The history here, hard to believe. Of course, the roof is long caved in. You can still see some of the paint on the walls. Yeah. Once a hive of activity, but no longer, by the way. Let's see what's in this room in here. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, long open to the elements. Think of all the senior officers that once were here. Probably August von Mackensen probably passed through here in the day. Maybe Ludendorff himself. The headquarters also contained the living quarters as well. Yeah. You read about all this in the history books, but nothing prepares you for this. Where I am right now, guys, just come from the church that I was in over there in Baroni, and here amongst me are the graves of both Russian and German soldiers, all lying here where they fell in 1916. I want to show you a grave just over here, and actually this grave here belongs to the crew of a Russian Air Force bomber that crashed on the 25th of September 1916, the Ilya Muromets. And these are the names of the crewmen who passed away. Khrakhmin, Gaibov, Karpov. Yeah. Germans and Russians all lying here. While they were alive, they're trying to kill each other. Now they all lie in peace here together in a graveyard in a village in northwestern Belarus. Igor has me running through a Belarusian forest in autumn, and I have to say, guys, it's absolutely beautiful here in the evening. He's over there somewhere. He spotted something. Okay, let's go. We've come across these little these little constructions, Igor. These are actually artillery shelters, yeah?
Yes, this was made by Germans especially to hide their soldiers inside during the battle, during the massacre, for example, bombing of from Russian position. But it was destroyed because something just came here and destroyed a little bit the roof. And after that, we have to say that the whole construction should be also with metal walls. But unfortunately, the whole metal was taken from here, and well, we have only a concrete construction.
Looks like we found something here.
Yes, 1917 German positions.
What does it actually say? We have the year 1917 on it.
Yes,
And IMGK.
Regiment.
This is the regiment. Wow, 1917. Right here, the German position. Incredible. Walking through a random forest, you don't know what you could find. Well, we're just stumbling along the forest near where we had the fortifications, and we've actually discovered these. These are actually steel pliers.
And these also. Because
And those, yeah, look at those. Absolutely amazing.
More than 100 years.
Yeah, so if you actually go looking around First World War, German army, for old fortifications, pillboxes, artillery shelters.
This is Russian army.
This is Russian army?
Yes, to cut German
Wow.
defense lines.
There you go, guys. This is Russian army. This is the real deal from the First World War, something around 1916, 1917.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's 1915, 1916, especially one of the most beautiful element of the history of the battles of the Great War 1418 on the territory of Belarus. Real artifacts, original artifacts from that history. All of this you will find in my books also, and in our channels, in the Nail channel and my channel. Historia Povod.
What are the chances of us finding old artillery shells and maybe rifles and so on? Who knows?
As for rifles, it's very dangerous because you will have problems with the law. But as for these elements, you know, there were a lot of such kind of elements with the Russian army support. That's why they used to cut the lines and so on and so forth. And that's why it's not so difficult to find such kind of unique artifacts. And well, it's real museum elements.
Yeah, absolutely amazing, guys, when you think about it. So I think we're going to finish it off for today.
Yes, I think
Finish it off for today. I think we're going to head to Smorgon for a bite to eat, some Draniki beer.
Yes, and find a lot of interesting moments. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today. So yeah, it's been a great adventure. Ihar, of course, is going back to Poland next week. But we hope to see him back again on the channel sometime soon, maybe in the new year, around Christmas sometime. Okay, guys. But anyway, okay, so it's from a forest near Smorgon in Grodno Oblast. So it's...
Near Kreva.
near Kreva. So it's... do svidania. And do stretchy... Da popyczenia. Po belaruski języka, yes. So it's da popyczenia with Russian army, First World War, steel pliers. Well, where else would you get it? Only in the forest, in the middle of nowhere. Okay. See you next time, guys. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.